Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel! Today we're diving into one of the biggest celebrity legal dramas of 2024, the ongoing situation between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. This story has so many layers, from workplace harassment claims to talent agency drama, and even involves Ryan Reynolds. So grab your favorite drink and let's break down everything that's happened so far. Let's start with what happened on New Year's Eve, because that's when this whole situation really exploded. Justin Baldoni and 9 other people filed a lawsuit against the New York Times. But here's where it gets interesting. The same day, Blake Lively filed her own federal lawsuit in New York, demanding compensation from Justin Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, and several other defendants. Now, Blake isn't just asking for a small amount here. She's seeking damages for mental pain and anguish, severe emotional distress, and lost wages. And she's not just suing Justin. She's also named Melissa Nathan, Jennifer Abel, and Wayfarer Studios, which produced It Ends With Us. Blake's legal team released a statement to TMZ that really lays out their position. They explained that Blake had previously filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department after what they're calling a retaliatory campaign by Wayfarer. According to her lawyers, when Blake spoke up about harassment and workplace concerns, she faced even more retaliation and attacks. Now, I know a lot of you might be confused about the legal process here because I've seen tons of comments asking about it. Let me break it down for you. There are actually 2 separate legal processes happening. First, we have Blake's original complaint with the California Civil Rights Department, or CRD. This is actually a required first step in California employment cases. You have to get what's called a right to sue notice from the CRD before you can file a lawsuit. Think of it like getting a permit before building a house. You need this document before you can move forward. The CRD process starts with an intake form, then moves to an investigation if they accept your complaint. They might try to resolve things through mediation, but if they find reasonable cause, they can notify everyone that they're planning to file a lawsuit. Now here's where things get really interesting. In Justin's lawsuit against the New York Times, his legal team made some pretty bold claims about Blake's intentions. They basically accused her of never planning to file a real lawsuit, saying she just wanted a legally looking document to help repair her public image. According to Justin's complaint, and I'm quoting here, Blake chose not to file a lawsuit against Baldoni, Wayfarer, or any of the plaintiffs, a choice that spared her from the scrutiny of the discovery process. They claimed this wasn't an accident, saying her complaint was full of blatant falsehoods that would have gotten her in trouble in a real court case. Well, I guess Blake showed them wrong because she did file that federal lawsuit in New York. And from what sources are saying, Justin and his team were completely blindsided by this move. Now let's talk about what might be the most explosive part of this whole situation: the alleged confrontation between Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni. This story comes from Justin's complaint against the New York Times, and it's pretty intense. According to the complaint, there was a meeting at Blake and Ryan's New York penthouse during the filming of It Ends With Us. The issue started when Justin, who has back problems and bulging discs, asked his trainer about Blake's weight. This wasn't some random question. He needed to know because there was a scene where his character had to lift her, and he wanted to make sure he could do it safely. But apparently the trainer told Blake about this question, and Blake told Ryan. What happened next is where things get controversial. Justin's legal team claims Ryan aggressively berated him during this meeting, accusing him of fat-shaming Blake. They say the confrontation was so intense that Justin felt compelled to apologize repeatedly, even though he maintains his question was totally reasonable and about safety. The situation apparently got even more complicated after this incident. According to the complaint, Blake refused to do the lift scene, even though they'd already rehearsed it with a stunt double. She allegedly threatened to quit the production entirely if they didn't either recast or do things her way. Sources close to Ryan and Blake have pushed back against this characterization. They told TMZ that while Ryan was angry and stern during the meeting, he wasn't screaming or berating Justin. They've also disputed the claim that other celebrities were coming and going during the meeting, saying that detail was completely false. Now here's where things get even more interesting: the talent agency angle. WME, William Morris Endeavor, dropped Justin as a client after the New York Times published their article about Blake's complaint. Of course, people immediately started speculating about whether Blake and Ryan, who are also WME clients, had something to do with this decision. Both Blake and Ryan have denied having any influence over WME's decision, and the agency has backed them up on this. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Enter Stephanie Jones. She's actually suing Justin separately, and her husband, Jason Hodes, is a partner at WME. Some people are wondering if this connection might have played a role in WME's decision to drop Justin. For those who aren't familiar with Stephanie Jones, she's a publicist and the founder of Jones Worker LLC, which used to represent Justin and Wayfarer Studios. There's drama here too. Jennifer Abel, who's also named in Blake's lawsuit, used to be a VP at Jones Worker and was Justin's point person. She's being accused of trying to undermine Stephanie and steal clients to start her own PR firm. In Justin's complaint against the New York Times, there are suggestions that Stephanie might have willingly handed over Jennifer Abel's work phone when subpoenaed, possibly as an act of revenge. This adds yet another layer of complexity to an already complicated situation. This whole situation is having a real impact on everyone's public image. Ryan and Blake notably didn't attend the Golden Globes, even though Ryan's film Deadpool and Wolverine was nominated in the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement category. While sources say this decision was made before all the legal drama and had nothing to do with it, the timing definitely got people talking. The reaction from fans has been really interesting to watch. There are tons of Ryan Reynolds fans who are disappointed to see him involved in this mess, and others who say this situation is changing how they view him. It's a reminder of how quickly public perception can shift when these kinds of allegations come to light. So, where do things stand now? Justin's legal team has hinted that they might file their own lawsuit against Blake at some point, though right now they're focused on their case against the New York Times. Blake's federal lawsuit is moving forward, and we'll have to wait and see how the courts handle all these different claims and counterclaims. This situation really shows how complicated entertainment industry relationships can be, with all these interconnected personal and professional relationships creating a web of conflicts and allegations. We'll definitely keep following this story and bring you updates as they happen. What do you think about this whole situation? Are you Team Blake, Team Justin, or do you think there's more to the story that we haven't heard yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more entertainment news and updates, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.